Namaste everyone. We would like to welcome you again in this wonderful program or talk show called Gratitude Power. All we are trying to do is to spread the words of gratitude and the meaning of gratitude, and especially shining the light of gratitude so bright in the world that nobody will be able to ignore it to apply in their daily lives. So that's what we are trying to do. And today we have a wonderful guest in our show. So we would like to welcome her, and she's Mannsi Agrawal. We would like to welcome you in the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah. So I would like to mention one more time that this whole interview is, why we are doing it is because that we are very much grateful to you that what you have done to this country. So thank you once again. Okay, so this is an interview of gratitude. Okay, so people know you in so many different ways. You have so many different titles, like a corporate trainer, motivational speaker, and on and on and on. But according to yourself, your pure being, who you are, man.
This is actually a great question, because in the last year, 2022, I really put in a lot of time thinking about this. You know, very often I tell people, no, I'm not a motivational speaker at all. I don't like that title. On the other hand, I love the title corporate trainer. I love the title communication coach. But then the question has always been, am I just a corporate trainer? Am I just a communication coach? Because, you know, I do a lot of other things. I do voiceovers. I've made a few movies. I've made a few videos. One of my films did very well. Right now I'm working as a brand strategist. So rather than confining myself to a particular title, I'd like to say I'm a very hardworking, genuine person with potential that I'm trying to apply and trying to figure out every single day. So I'm trying to reach my full potential. I don't know what it is, but no matter what it is, I'm just a genuine, hardworking person trying to understand the secrets of my own potential. I think that should be a good answer.
Nice. The reason that you don't like to be called as a motivational speaker, rather you like yourself to be called as corporate trainer or communication coach, as you just mentioned. Why is that, man?
Two reasons. Number one, practical reason is that I do a lot more corporate training than actually speaking on stage. So for me, corporate training is possibly 60% to 70% of all the speaking that I do. So just practically, that is what I'm doing a lot more of. But the other side is that I don't really believe in a pattern. I don't believe in the concept of a motivational speaker, in that nobody can come and motivate you. The seed of motivation is within yourself always.
Needs to be.
It has to be within yourself. The only thing I can do as a speaker, as an external person, because I'm a third person in your life, the only thing I can do is I can help you take that seed and transform it in the right way. So I don't like the word motivational speaker. I like the word transformational speaker, because when I go into a company, when I go into an organization, I try to understand, okay, if these guys are motivated, let me share some ideas that are going to then transform whatever it is that they're trying to achieve in their lives. So motivation from me is very personal. It has to depend on the person themselves. Transformation is what I can help you with, and that's why I like to think of myself as a transformational speaker.
Nice, wonderful. So you feel that you are not just motivating people, you are rather transforming them.
I feel that I cannot motivate people. If they are motivated themselves and they want to transform, I can show them a few methods to transform.
You can be the catalyst for that.
Hopefully.
You are being already. There's no doubt about that.
I'm not entirely sure how to react to that, but thank you.
Yeah. And this can be a little personal. Don't take it otherwise, please. According to your feeling, you have done so much to this country, but how many years have you been here?
I've been in Nepal for 16 and a half years.
16 and a half years. So do you genuinely, for yourself, as a person, as a human being, like, do you feel that you are a Nepali or an Indian?
Oh my God, that's a loaded question. Okay, so I've been in Nepal for 16 and a half years. Yes. I came to Nepal when I was 21 years old, right? Yes. So when you look at it practically, mathematically, For the first 21 years of my life, I was in India, and from 21 till now, that's almost 38, I've been in Nepal, right? Most of my childhood, all of my childhood was in India, and 3 years of my adult life, and most of my adult life is in Nepal. What I like to think of it is this: India has been where I took from, and Nepal is where I'm performing. So India was my childhood, India shaped me, India gave me a lot that I'm extremely, extremely grateful for, but Nepal gave me a platform to perform. So Nepal is my karma bhumi, which is why I'm extremely grateful for both the countries. India made me who I am, and Nepal allowed me to explore that and share that with the world. So I think I'm both Indian and Nepali in a way. My passport says I'm Indian. My son is Nepali, which automatically makes me sort of Nepali, but I don't know if that's the correct answer, but that's who I feel from within. I'm extremely grateful to everything that India gave me because it made me the person I am, and I'm extremely grateful that Nepal allowed me to be who I am and to share that with the world. So that's my answer.
Wonderful. Why do you do what you do, what you are doing? Why do you do that? What moves you to do this? And you have been doing this since so long and so meticulously. So we would like to know, and our viewers also would like to know, why do you do what you are doing now?
Because I'm very excited by what I'm doing. The day that spark of joy and excitement in me will be extinguished, the day I won't feel utterly excited about everything I get to do, I'll not be doing it. And in fact, and this is really coincidental, because many times at interviews and in different places, I say, guys, you will not even believe how grateful I am to be living the life I'm living. I am so utterly grateful that I have a voice, I have an opinion, and I have a platform to share it. So for me, I'm just so excited and delighted about all these things that I get in my life, that I do these things. The day I get not excited, the day it's boring for me, the day my job or whatever I do doesn't light that fire within me, I guess I'll stop doing it. But for now, I love my job. I love all the people I get to meet, the opportunities, the conversations I get to have, that I'm going to be doing it as long as I can.
Wow, wonderful. Nice. Nice. Okay, what is gratitude for you? Because people give so many different definitions about this, right? But for you personally, as a human being, what is gratitude?
Okay, here's what I'd like to say. Gratitude is a mindset. In my head, everything that we do in our life springs from our mindset. Everything that we do springs from here. It comes from your head. It comes from your mindset. Gratitude is a type of mindset. That's number one. Number two, I am genuinely a very optimistic person. For me, everything is always beautiful. Everything is vanilla tinted. Everything is rose colored. Everything is always beautiful. I think gratitude is the catalyst that allows me to see things like that. I'm an optimistic person.
To see the beauty in the world.
Yes.
In everything.
In everything. In everything. Gratitude is the tool. Gratitude is the question. Gratitude is the vantage point that allows me, it's the lens, it's the narrative that allows me to see everything in a positive light. Let me just give you an example, right?
Yes.
So I participated in this show called Imagine Nepal earlier in the year. It was a very time-consuming program. For 5 months, I think that was the only thought that was in my head. Even when I was sleeping at night, scripts would be running around in my head. You know, you're thinking about it, you're so consumed by that. At that point, I was so involved in it that I had tunnel vision. I could not see anything around me. I could not see anything in the world. After all of that effort, I lost that show. Didn't win, right? At that point, the optimist inside of me wanted to still think that it was a good thing that I lost, but I could not see how it was a good thing. So I kept on looking at that entire experience from the lens of gratitude, and I kept on asking myself, Mannsi, 2 years later, what will you be grateful about from this incident? Wow. And the moment I started asking myself that question, 2 years later, what about this entire incident will make me happy and grateful? I started looking at the entire incident in a completely different way, which shifted my narrative, which shifted my peace, which made me feel just so much more optimistic and positive about the entire experience, that today when I look back at Imagine Nepal, I have nothing but smiles. Wow. Even though I didn't win, But I got so many other things along the way that I'm extremely grateful about it.
It was a competition type?
It was a competition, yes, on a television channel and on national TV. And I did not win. And I did very well, but I still did not win. And at that point, it was very heartbreaking for the entire team because we thought we did really well. And now that I look back, because I kept on continuously asking myself, how am I going to think about it with gratitude? What will I be grateful about from this entire incident? Now when I look back, I have so many things to be grateful about and I'm not going to have any regrets. Nice. So that optimism is restored through gratitude. Gratitude is a tool to restore the optimism in my life.
Okay, gratitude is a tool to restore the optimism in your life.
Absolutely.
Wonderfully put. Magnificent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The moment you became grateful the most?
What am I grateful about the most?
Yeah.
I think the one thing, I can't remember a moment, but I come from a basic middle class family in India, right? Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, my mother, I know for a fact, put in a lot of effort to give me the education she gave me. Wow. I went to one of the best girls' schools in India. And my mother, I know how much she struggled to get us into that school. It was not easy to crack the admission test. I failed it once and then she made me try again. She said, no, let's do this again.
You were born and raised in Calcutta.
Calcutta, right. So my mother put in a lot of effort to make sure that all three of her kids got a wonderful education. She said, this is the best I can do for you. At that point, we never understood the value of that education. You know, it's just happening in your life and you're going to school and you're coming back and then you're probably going for another class and you're coming back. And life is sort of on a hamster wheel, so you don't understand the value of it. Today, when I look back, there are thousands of small and big things that I'm applying in my life that I learned in school. You know, so that entire education that I got, today in hindsight, I'm super grateful for that. If it was not for my education that my mother ensured I got, I would never be the person I am today. So the one thing that I'm super grateful about is the education I have. Nobody can take it away from me. Nobody can diminish the power and the beauty of it. And if I manage to polish it hard enough, it can hold me in good stead wherever I go in my life. So I think that's something I'm super grateful about. I'll never stop being grateful about.
So the opportunity that you got to be educated like that,
right,
is that you are most grateful for.
Absolutely. I think it's the biggest privilege of my entire life. My education is the one privilege that I've got beyond anything else.
Two people you are grateful or thankful for?
Oh my God, two people. My mother has to be my number one, always permanent grateful person, and it's a very cliched thing to say, but she did not just give me life, she gave me everything. So my mother is number one. Number two, I'm very tempted to actually say 3 or 4 names, but what I can say is...
You can go ahead and...
I can?
Yeah.
My brother, my own brother, he's my best friend. We talk a lot. He's 12 and a half years younger than me, but I always tell him we are made from the same clay. You know, we're 3 children, so it's me and my younger sister and my brother. But my sister and me are very different. But my brother and me are like exactly the same person. If I had a twin, it would be him. So there are many times when we're both going through things and we always share. So he shares with me, I share with him, and I'm extremely grateful that I have such a good relationship and such a close relationship with my brother. I also have one childhood friend that I've known for the last 35 years now, and we are still in touch.
From your childhood?
From my childhood.
Okay.
Family friends.
A man or a woman?
Boy. So we grew up in the same locality.
You can his name as well.
His name is Kant. We grew up in the same locality. We went to the same school. We're like chuddy buddies. We were together all the time. And, now that I look back, I'm extremely grateful that he's been there in my life. We don't speak that much. We probably speak once a year or twice a year. But every time we do, and every time I'm in trouble, he's the one person that my head immediately thinks of. I'm like, okay, let me just speak to him. I'm extremely grateful to my son because he sort of keeps me grounded. And every time I think I'm too cool and I'm doing this and that, I realize, oh my God, I'm still a mom and I still have to do all the mom things. So I'm very grateful to my son as well. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Nice. We, your fans, people, we feel and think that you are a very successful person, okay? But do you also feel yourself that you are successful, or how do you feel about that?
On a daily basis, on a daily, hourly basis, I suffer from imposter syndrome. You know what imposter syndrome is, right? Knowing and feeling that you are absolutely and completely lucky to be where you are and you don't deserve any of it because you have zero potential. On a daily basis, I think, oh my God, I am so not good at what I do and I'm just lucky to be here. And while I put in all that hard work, and I know it's not luck, I know I am working like a crazy person most days of the year, yet I suffer from so much of, oh my God, look at these guys, they're so cool, they're so successful, they're so smart, I wish I could be like them, I wish I could learn from them. And because I continuously, one of the beauties of my life is that what I do allows me to meet many amazing people. And because I meet all these amazing people, I'm continuously inspired by them. And that is such an important feeling because I continuously keep on feeling like the stupidest person in the room and the least successful. So that sort of makes me like, oh my God, I need to learn, I need to grow, I need to do this, I need to get there, I need to learn this. So I feel absolutely 0% successful. Yes, I know that the path I'm on is making me very happy. That might be a type of success, but where I want to reach, I'm probably 10% there. So there's a long way for me to go.
Wow, 90% is still...
I'm hoping I live long enough to achieve what I want to.
Wow. Okay, instantly, when you think about the word success or successful person, who comes in your mind, if there is any?
Oh my God, I can't think of any. This is instant. It's like a rapid fire, and now I'm under pressure and I can't think of anybody that's successful. Michelle Obama.
Wow.
I think she's successful.
And why is that?
She is this most perfect, amazing personality, I think. We know her as, of course, the first lady of the United States of America, and that's fine. But I always like to imagine what is going on in her head. To be in that position, to continuously be under the scanner, and to be this strong woman who was never dimmed by the light that her husband had brought to the table. So she always was her own person, I think. And she, I think, is extremely successful. I can also right now think of one or two more people that are extremely successful. There's a friend of mine, and he's from a very small village in Nepal, and he's risen to become an international name, right? And I think he's extremely successful. For me, success is never about where you reach, it's about that journey. So, when you start from here and you get there, that is success. But somebody who's born with a golden spoon and then sort of does something is fine. But for somebody who's reached by themselves, somebody who's struggled and gotten somewhere, I think for me that is success. So for me, Michelle Obama, first black woman to be in that office, first woman to support her husband, black woman to support her husband, and yet have her own identity, yet be her own person. I think she's extremely successful. And of course, I know of many other people who have risen with absolutely nothing and done so much in their lives. I think there are so many successful people.
Nice. You also talk about like power of words. That I have seen, like that you keep saying that I believe in power of words. What do you mean by that?
Okay. Let me ask you a question, right?
Please.
Okay, let me put it like this, right? Our words are extremely powerful. Our words and the words how we speak to people and how we speak to ourselves, both are extremely powerful. You have this, right? Oh my God, that was a wonderful day. On one hand,
Yes.
Yeah, not such a bad day. The moment you sort of describe the same thing in two different ways, you are programming your mind to get two completely different reactions within your body and as a memory of the day. And then you start thinking about that experience like that, For me, words and the way you say your words are so important. For example, suppose I have a friend and I meet her and I say, wow, you're looking so pretty today, that has one meaning. On the other hand, if I say, wow, you're looking so pretty today, that has a completely different meaning. The words are the same, but the way you say it, the words you use, how you stress, how you emphasize on the words, everything is just so meaningful. Also, when I talk about the power of words, I talk about using the right word at the right time. There's a huge importance of that. If you can connect through your words with people, if you can share your own stories in the right way, if you can talk about your experiences in an authentic way, you will form better relationships with people. And that really is a power that nobody can take away from you. Because ultimately, man is a social animal. We create relationships, and relationships potentially and essentially start with words. So if you are able to use the right words, the right stories, the right way to connect with people, you will always find yourself in a better position in life. That's why I talk about the power of words.
Wonderful. Well put. You are a communication coach. That's what you would like to be called as well, as you just mentioned, right? So what do you do as a communication coach?
As a communication coach, now this is slightly different from a corporate trainer, okay? So on the one hand, I'm a corporate trainer, which means you have a company, you have a bank, you have a particular organization, department, whatever it is, and you want everybody in your organization to communicate better. Whether it's with your vendors, whether it's with your customers, whether it's within the organization. So you look for different kinds of training sessions like customer service, like maybe interpersonal communication, how to communicate in a sales scenario, how to communicate in a board meeting, how to communicate on stage. That is the corporate training bit of it. The communication coach bit of it is completely different. This is one-on-one. So let's say there's a girl who's representing Nepal as an ambassador in the Miss Universe, right? When I go in and coach her, what I'm basically doing is understanding her stories, understanding her as a person, understanding her life experiences, trying to figure out which of these is a good fit to be shared on the Miss Universe platform, and then giving her all the tools, all the body language tricks and tips, all the different storytelling tricks and tips to be able to share her stories in the most eloquent manner on stage, okay? When I'm, let's say, coaching somebody, I was very recently coaching an oral oncologist, okay? So this is a girl, she's a doctor, she's brilliant, she's an oncologist. She wanted to go and speak to the government and to pitch to them that she wanted a particular grant so that she could do some research, right? Now she's an oncologist, she's fabulous, she's brilliant, she knows exactly what she wants to do with her life and she has a plan for it. However, she didn't know how to pitch it in the right way to the government. So I helped her with planning, formatting that speech so that she would be able to pitch it right.
So that's where you fill in as a communication
coach. Right. Let me give you one more example. There's an organization called Economic Policy Research Institute of South Africa, right? So because I work internationally as well. So these people basically go into different countries, mostly developing countries, and they stay there and they do a lot of research and a lot of surveys and they understand what's wrong with the economic policies of those countries, right? After that, they have to make a report and a few suggestions based on their analysis, and they have to present all of this to the government of the country. I was called in as a communication coach for their top management level so that I could help them understand how to communicate interculturally, because it's cross-cultural communication, how to take complicated data and turn it into content and story-based content, and how to be able to share it with the government in a way that they would be sensitized enough to understand, to remember, and also hopefully to apply their rules.
Wow, such a vital role.
It's a huge thing. It's a very important thing. Yes, yes.
As a corporate trainer, what do you do?
As a corporate trainer, I go into a company. I speak hopefully to their training manager or their HR manager. I try and do a trainings needs analysis, which means that I sit down, I understand, okay, what's happening in this company, what's going well, what's not going well. I try and detect where the mistakes might be. I try and detect if there's a problem in the flow of communication, where they're not communicating well, and then I train their people to communicate better. It could be on their telephone, it could be on stage, it could be with their customers, it could be with potential customers. That would be like a sales scenario. So from customer service to sales training to maybe telephone conversations to also training to make better presentations, to speak better on stage. I do all of these different topics as a corporate trainer.
Wow. Wow.
Can you elaborate more?
In the sense?
In the sense, corporate trainer.
Right. So as a corporate trainer, it's my responsibility to help organizations, that is groups of people, understand how to communicate better, right? So let's say I go into a bank, and in this bank, they say that we have everything in place. All of our apps are working fine, our different forms are okay, our processes are fine, yet we don't get very good customer service ratings. What I do then is I try to understand where they're making a mistake in their communication, and I help them understand how to communicate better with their customers. What does customer service mean? Who is your brand ambassador? How exactly do customers expect to be treated? What are the things a customer is looking for when they come into a bank? How can you use simple strategies, just turn things around a bit and give them what they want so that they have an experience unlike any other? So as a corporate trainer, I have the opportunity and also the responsibility of ensuring that when a company comes to me, I try and help them learn how to communicate better and more efficiently with everybody and all stakeholders within the organization, with potential clients, with their clients that are already existing, and maybe even with the world, maybe through social media as well.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, this can be a very interesting question to you. Okay, so if everything happened exactly you would like it to happen in your life, what is happening in 15 years from now? Where is Mannsi Agrawal? What is he doing?
It's a great question because it's almost the end of the year and it's a great time to reflect on these things. 15 years from now, where I would love to be if I could be, I would love to have my base in Nepal but work internationally.
Base in Nepal as?
I would love to live in Nepal because my home is in Nepal. I live here. So I would love to continue to live in Nepal, but I would like to work internationally. I would like to speak to much bigger audiences all across the world. I would like to be traveling a lot more, speaking to people, and hopefully in the process of all of this, have some absolutely insightful conversations and some interesting things in my life. So for me, nothing makes me happier than knowing that I'm going to go on stage and give this speech and knowing that I'm going to love every moment of that. So I want more of that adrenaline rush. I want more of that kick. And I want to be in Nepal, but I want to be traveling just a lot more doing that.
Fantastic.
Very nice. Okay, just feel that at this very moment. It's already done and complete. So how are you feeling now?
Extremely grateful. Always grateful. Extremely grateful, extremely exhilarated, extremely... I've struggled so much in my life that I'm grateful for everything.
Wonderful.
When you've come without anything and you do things by yourself, that comes with a certain amount of grounding and a certain amount of reality, right? No one ever served anything to me on a platter. No one. If I can't even think of 3 people or 2 people that have, said my name in the right room, have pushed me forward, nothing. Everything that I've done has been by myself. I've seen so much struggle that sometimes when I look back, I'm like, I don't even know if it's worth it. But you know what? It's always worth it. And so every time something good happens in my life, I'm super grateful because I know what it is like to not have the good stuff in your life, right? So I'm so grateful.
Yes.
So yeah, if everything that I dream about comes true in 15 years, and if I could imagine that moment right now, I would be full of gratitude and I would be washed in gratitude.
And content, I guess.
Absolutely.
And peaceful.
Pride also.
pride also.
I think
Wonderful.
I think it's important to feel proud when you've done something well.
Yes.
Pride is not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Overconfidence is a bad thing, but to actually take a moment to soak that in and to feel that pride, I think even that's important. Because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for all the things we do, and I don't. My life is so busy, I'm running around and shuttling around between one project and the other and one and the other, and then this. I never actually taken a moment to sit and feel that accomplishment, that sense of I did this. Yes. I completed a 26-hour training session over 4 days, or I completed this huge bulk of work. I never actually take that time to sit and to think and to feel and acknowledge that pride as well. There should be a certain amount of that. Yes. I think I would like to feel a bit more proud of myself. I don't.
So for you, everything is sweet gift of nature. Right. Whatever you have.
Right. Everything. I've had so many low moments, so many difficult moments. And the only thing I tell myself is, what do I learn from here? What did I learn from here? 2 years later, what about this incident is going to make me feel grateful? Let me give you a very strange example. I was in Spain 2019, 2 days after my birthday, on the 14th of May. I had landed in Spain with my best friend, and within 1 hour we were robbed. Wow. And the people stole my passport, my phone, and a bit of money. We had more money, but my passport was gone, right? I sat on the road and I started crying, because suddenly from a happy tourist, I'm now this illegal immigrant in this country that I've never been to before. So I started crying on the road, and then I said, you know, Mannsi, if you cry, you'll be crying. Like, there's nothing you can do. What can you do right now, and what do you have right now that's going to pull you out of this? And the answer that I got was, I just have my brain, I just have my mind, I need to be calm. But how do you think positive and how do you be calm in a situation like that? So I devised a 5-question sort of a method that I use every time I'm in a negative space and I want to come out into a positive space. First question, what can I do right now that's going to stop this horrible negative thought in my head? What can I do right now to just control my emotions, to come back into my body and to come back into my logical senses? At that point, the answer was, Mannsi, you're robbed. Eat a chocolate, you'll feel better. At least your hormones will be better. You need that sugar kick. I ate a chocolate. Second question to myself. Instead of me, no, at this moment, what do you still have to be grateful for? Second question. So I'm sitting on the road having a chocolate and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling slightly calm. What do I still have to be grateful for? Answer comes, you lost your passport, but you're in Spain. Enjoy Spain at least, right? So that was my second question. Third question to myself. Instead of you, if your younger sister was in this position, what advice would you give her? Why I ask myself this question is because my brain gives myself the worst advice, right? When you're in a bad situation, because your thoughts are clouded by emotions, you give yourself bad advice. But if there's somebody else in your place, somebody that's looking up to you, you give them good advice, right? Yeah. So the answer at that point was, okay, get your paperwork done, go to the embassy, try and apply for a new passport. And I did all of that. Question number 4, what can I learn from this incident, right? So I asked myself that, okay, maybe this incident is going to teach me how to do this. And fifth question, what am I grateful for later after the incident is gone? And I realized I'm grateful because today I have an interesting story and an interesting life experience that very few people have. And that horrible situation gave me so much of confidence, because in a foreign country where I don't speak the language, if I can go to police stations, I've never been to a police station in my life in Nepal or in India, but if I can go to a police station and do all of this work and get my paperwork done, if I can do all of that without losing my senses, without going completely crazy, I must be pretty good at being calm. So that gave me a sense of confidence. Absolutely. So these 5 questions really help me every time I'm in a negative.
We are so much grateful that you shared this experience with us.
Wow.
It's so much grateful.
Thank you.
Okay, if this is kind of a like professional or project-based questions. Okay, so now 2 questions will be like that, and that's it. We are done.
Sure.
If you are interested, because whatever you are doing as a corporate trainer, as a communication coach, it's so phenomenal, and you are so meticulous about like doing everything. I can even say to the point that you are perfectionist. Okay, at least me being your fan. So would you like to explore the possibilities of like collaborating with us in our gratitude pause training, which we do to different institutions, companies, and various different places? And our aim is to help people, to train people how to be grateful. That's why we have named it as a gratitude pause, because we know that you are busy, but in your busy life also, out of that, you can at least take a pause and utilize that pause, that moment, to be grateful. And how can you do that? We train people literally to do that.
That's amazing. It sounds like a great thing.
Yes.
I just want to also tell you at this point that last year, June, I started this gratitude journal where every day I would write 10 things I was grateful for.
Wow.
So on the first day I sit and I'm like, I don't have 10 things I'm grateful for. And then I said, okay, let me make a random list. So I started with my mom, then my computer, like anything that I say, okay, I'm grateful for my computer. I'm grateful I have a computer.
Yeah,
Let me write that,
Yeah.
So I started with that. And then I think 15 days into this exercise, every time I would sit down in the morning and ask myself, what am I grateful for? I wouldn't have a list of 10, I would have a list of 200. Wow. I'd be like, you know what, I'm grateful that yesterday I wanted chocolate ice cream and I called up my friend and she actually sent me chocolate ice cream. Things like that.
Instant manifestation.
Simple things, absolutely. So for me, I think gratitude became a huge part of my life in a very technical way when I started writing. So I understand the power of gratitude and I understand the power of manifestation that comes alongside.
Yes.
So for me, yes, I mean something like this, while this is on camera, and it's like a commitment, then if you say something on camera, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think gratitude is something that everyone needs a bit more of. So absolutely.
And that's what Oprah Winfrey also endorses about her gratitude journal that she has been writing for years and years and now.
Right.
And that's what she gives the total credit to her success, her fame, everything, that she gives credit to that gratitude journal.
Absolutely. And I totally believe it.
Yes, and you also mentioned about your importance. And also they say that gratitude is the ultimate state of receiving things, allowing things to happen in their life. That's why that instant manifestations kind of thing happened because of the result of continuous, like for 15 days gratitude journal. And thank you for accepting this with us. Okay.
And this is the first time somebody's ever asked me something like this on camera, and I'm like, okay, there's a bit of pressure now, but okay.
Okay, so this is the last question. Okay, so we are in a mission of branding Nepal as a country of gratitude and citizens of grateful people to the international community. Okay. We are in this mission, okay? Because I live in New York, and I live in Europe also, in Sweden and in New York. I live there. Most of the foreigners, they know about Nepal only with two things. Either it's a country of Mount Everest and Gautam Buddha, or Lord Buddha. That's what they say. So we are in a mission of like bringing something new also, that no, Nepal, yes, Mount Everest is there, yes, Buddha was born, yes, but Nepal is also a country of grateful people, grateful citizens. That's what also we are in mission, right? So would you be interested to join hand with us in this international mission, which you are already, like at one interview that you even mentioned that you are a self-proclaimed kind of a brand ambassador to Nepal, right?
Absolutely. Nobody needs to call me the brand ambassador. I go and I scream at people and I say, come to Nepal, visit.
Exactly.
I do this all the time. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why, like, will you be interested to join with us in this international mission, and also we are forming one World Gratitude Committee also, so that's why we would like to invite you, because with your help, with your meticulousness and your expert that what you do, you do so good, so we can fulfill this goal or this mission so easily if you come on board with us. Will you be interested to do that, something with us like this?
I love how smart you are, and how not only are you asking me this on camera, but you also know exactly which buttons to push, because when you talk about branding, you talk about communication, you talk about communities and impacting people, and you put in that word Nepal, I'm not going to say no. So I love how well you've done your research, and you're putting in all the right words in the right places. And you're like, would you like to rebrand Nepal? Yes, absolutely. I scream all the time, and I'm like begging people to not showcase Nepal only as the land of mountains, because when we do that, there's a huge, let's just understand this, right? Nepal, yes, we have beautiful mountains. Undoubtedly, I love the mountains. I love looking at the mountains, but I don't think I would be able to trek. So when we brand Nepal as the country of Mount Everest or only mountains, we are removing a huge number of people from that pie who would like to visit, because they cannot trek. They don't want to trek, they don't have the time to trek, they don't have the money to trek, they're not physically fit to trek, whatever it is. So we cannot rely on that only if we are going to get people into this country. For me, I'm a student of economics. I understand the importance of having a strong economic policy, and one of the most important things we can do is get people into this country. For that to happen, we need tourism to flourish. For that to happen, our marketing is good, our branding needs to change, it needs to be better. We need to stop saying Mount Everest and Lord Buddha only, because there might be some people who don't fit within that category, and then what do we offer to them? We have thousands of other things to offer to them. There's wellness in Nepal, there's cultural tourism in Nepal, there is just plain simple sightseeing in Nepal, there's food tourism in Nepal. Why are we not showcasing all of this? So for me, when you say yes, let's talk about Nepal for wellness, let's talk about Nepal as a place for gratitude, Nepal as a place where you can come and you can reflect and grow, because you've pressed all the right buttons there.
Because we are also planning, because September 21st is World Gratitude Day, right? So we are planning to bring people from all over the world in Nepal as a gratitude tour to celebrate World Gratitude Day. And we already started that since last September 21st. We brought one American person who worked in Burger King for 27 years, not missing a single day. His name is Kevin Ford. He's world famous now. So we brought him here to celebrate World Gratitude Day. And we have already started that. And that's what we would like to continue, like every year, to bring that. At least I'm just giving you as one example, right? So we can do like those kind of things in so many other creative ways. So if you come on board with us to sign the light of gratitude, then we can make that light of gratitude so brighter, so quickly and so easily. That's how confident I feel. That's why I'm proposing you this project.
I don't know whether I should feel pressurized by all your expectations, or I should be extremely grateful that you thought of me as a part of this, but it certainly sounds like a great project and something that personally means a lot to me. And I'd be very happy to do this.
Thank you so much. And you don't need to be pressurized for this. You as you said, that you can just be grateful for this.
Absolutely.
And thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again for your wonderful time out of your like busy life. Thank you once again. And it was like soul touching to talk with you.
Thank you so much. Been a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I truly mean it. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, once again. This was a program, this was a talk show, Gratitude Power. And all we are trying to do is to shine the light of gratitude so bright that nobody will be able to ignore it to apply in their daily lives. And we are very grateful to our guest, to our wonderful guest, Mannsi Agrawal, that she has given words that she will be with us in this noble mission to spread gratitude in the world. Thank you, everyone. We will come back again with another guest. Thank you.
May all be happy. Thank you very much.